Prince Andrew reportedly told disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein, "We're in this together," urging him to keep in touch in a leaked email from 2011. The royal sent a warm message to the convicted pedophile the day after an infamous picture of the Duke of York with his arm around teenage Virginia Giuffre was made public.
Andrew Mountbatten Windsor is reportedly making his move out of Royal Lodge as complicated as possible, with demands that shock insiders. According to the Daily Mail, he insists on keeping a full royal-style team at whatever cottage he relocates to. A personal chef, a housekeeper, a secretary who also acts as a butler, and a group of gardeners. This is a man stripped of official duties, banned from representing the crown, whose scandals caused years of reputation management. Yet, he supposedly expects staff levels like those of senior working royals. And sources say that's only the start of his requests. What worries the palace most isn't just the staff list. It's what Andrew might do if they refuse. But first, subscribe and turn on notifications. This clash between Andrew and King Charles shows just how much influence a disgraced royal can still hold. When King Charles issued the eviction notice, it should have been simple. Andrew leaves Royal Lodge. He moves to a smaller property on the Sandringham estate. The monarchy closes this embarrassing chapter. Easy. But Andrew reportedly refuses to make it easy. Reports suggest he's making every detail a challenge. He won't budge on staff needs. He won't accept restrictions on his movements. And he's allegedly asking for long-term financial guarantees. The palace hoped for a smooth transition. Andrew apparently wants conditions. And here's why it's bold. He claims that as the son of a former queen and father to 2 princesses, he deserves these privileges. Never mind he no longer carries out royal duties, never mind the Epstein scandal, never mind that his actions caused this situation, he allegedly thinks his birthright alone earns him royal-level support. But the staff demands aren't the most surprising. Reports claim Andrew wants what he calls the right to roam freely on the Sandringham estate. He refuses to be limited to any assigned cottage. He expects unrestricted access to grounds, paths, and outdoor spaces. The problem is, he has reportedly been banned from riding on Windsor Castle grounds. This measure was allegedly to keep him out of public view and avoid unwanted photos of a title-stripped royal. Yet insiders say he's pushing back strongly. He wants freedom, he wants movement, he wants the lifestyle of a working royal without the title or authority to justify it. And here's where the tension rises. This isn't only about housing or staff. Sources say there's a financial struggle behind the scenes. Years ago, the palace reportedly reduced Andrew's allowance, leaving him to handle the fallout. Now, he allegedly keeps asking for more support. He reportedly believes he should maintain the lifestyle he had before everything fell apart. Sources say he's argued for a budget like that of a senior royal, even though he performs no duties. But one request highlights just how uncertain his position is. Andrew allegedly wants guarantees that extend past Charles's reign. He wants to ensure that when Prince William becomes king, his funding won't be cut or eliminated. Think about that. He's already planning for a time when the current king dies and he must negotiate with the next one. That's not confidence, that's fear. And that fear, some analysts believe, drives his real leverage. Andrew has spent decades inside the monarchy. He knows every feud, every crisis, every privately handled scandal, and so does Sarah Ferguson. Insiders reportedly worry that if Andrew feels abandoned, he could go public. Whether through a memoir or a badly timed interview, he could reveal secrets the palace never shared. One insider told reporters bluntly, Andrew may lack rank, but he still has reach. He's a man with nothing to lose, and the palace knows it. That's why the eviction is slow, cautious, careful. They're not just moving him, they're managing a potential threat. Meanwhile, the United States Congress requested Andrew's cooperation for a recorded interview about his ties to Jeffrey Epstein. He declined. No comment, no help, nothing. It's a pattern. When held accountable, he withdraws. When offered a chance to explain, he refuses. When pressure builds, he retreats into silence. And witnesses reportedly recently saw him being escorted out of Royal Lodge in a way that raised questions. Reports say he was hidden in the backseat of a car, shielded from cameras, almost completely unseen. Sources claim he was quietly removed, out of public view. The same man who once appeared confidently at royal events is now reportedly a shadow, slipping behind car doors. His world has shrunk. His influence is gone. His appearances are rare and hidden. Yet even in that reduced state, he allegedly continues to negotiate and demand. Here's why the palace faces a tricky situation. They want him off Windsor grounds, but can't push too hard without triggering a public reaction. They want stability, but must avoid new headlines. They want to protect the crown's image while dealing with someone who still expects special treatment despite having no authority. This isn't just a house move, it's strategic maneuvering. One misstep could spark exactly what they aim to avoid. The monarchy is caught between choices: remove Andrew publicly and risk him speaking out, or give him enough to stay quiet and seem to reward scandal. So they reportedly proceed slowly, negotiating, making careful concessions, treating someone with no official power as if he still poses a real threat. Because in one way, he does. Knowledge is power, and Andrew has decades of it. Whether negotiations will satisfy him is unclear. Reports suggest he's still asking for more staff, money, and freedom than the palace wants to give. His demands, as outrageous as they seem, are reportedly considered rather than rejected outright. That shows how seriously they view the risk of what he might reveal if pushed too far. So here's where we are. Andrew has lost his titles, public role, Windsor home, and reputation, but he hasn't lost his ability to make demands. He's negotiating from weakness, yet still getting the palace to listen. The eviction that should have been simple is now a drawn-out standoff. Until his demands are met or firmly refused, the drama continues. So here's the question. Should Andrew get staff, money, or privileges after everything? Or has he already received more grace than anyone in his place would have? And do you think his alleged leverage is real? Or is the palace overestimating the damage he could do? Share your thoughts. I want to know where you stand. If you haven't subscribed, do so now and turn on notifications. This eviction standoff is far from over. When it ends, the outcome will reveal how much influence Andrew really holds. To understand why he's desperate to keep this lifestyle, see what he's already lost. The staff who stopped bowing, the canceled meals, and the respect that disappeared when he entered Windsor Castle as Mr. Mountbatten Windsor. Click the video on your screen to witness the humiliation driving his current demands,